Every day, it feels like TikTok is becoming less of a vibrant community like this to more of a predator hunting ground like this. So, how did we end up here? Over the last couple of years, TikTok has evolved from a quirky dance app to a mainstream cultural phenomenon with the help of its insanely powerful algorithm that connects users with creative, trendy, and sometimes outright bizarre content. TikTok has managed to grow to a staggering 1.7 billion users. And as of 2023, it's estimated that over 34 million videos get uploaded to the platform daily. Now, while these accomplishments may sound impressive, they also raise two complex questions. First, how exactly is all this content moderated? And perhaps more importantly, does TikTok make it easier for predators to prey on the vulnerable? But before we jump into that, hey, if you're new here, I'm Filipino and welcome to Dystopish. My partner and I make video essays about society, money, and power, and today we're exposing TikTok's thriving predator community. Due to the sensitive nature of the topic I'm about to discuss, I would like to lay the groundwork by addressing a few key terms. This is mainly to ensure that this video is in line with YouTube's community guidelines and to avoid being accidentally suppressed by YouTube's algorithm. Now, throughout this video, I'll refer to predators as bad actors and minors as young users. Additionally, due to the nature of the content in question, I've chosen to heavily censor any videos involving young users. The reason behind this decision is that these young users had their videos taken without their consent, and as you'll find out later, the context of their videos were twisted to suit the sick desires of these bad actors. So with that in mind, it felt inherently wrong to feature these stolen and out-of-context videos for the sole purpose of using them in our YouTube content. Now, with all of that out of the way, let's talk about TikTok. You see, while TikTok's algorithm is often praised for its ability to deliver engaging content to its users, that same algorithm is also responsible for serving young users to bad actors on a silver platter. Basically, with a new TikTok account and a few swipes on the For You page, a bad actor can find videos created by young users, gather their hashtags, then search those hashtags to discover hundreds of more videos created by young users. Also, I just really want to stress here that the videos are often innocent enough, with young users usually performing dance trends. And yes, while some of these dance trends can get suggestive in nature, I'll talk more about that in a little bit, the main issue here is that bad actors are stealing the videos of young users. And what they decide to do next with that content is absolutely disturbing. But before we get into that, you might be wondering, what could inherently be wrong with young users creating content on TikTok? After all, platforms like YouTube feature videos from young creators all the time, with content ranging from Minecraft to back-to-school hauls. So, both platforms are basically the same, right? Well, not necessarily. In 2021, the Wall Street Journal conducted an in-depth investigation into TikTok that revealed some troubling information. Using hundreds of automated accounts, their investigation found that TikTok exposed these accounts to hundreds of highly suggestive videos, even though the accounts were registered between the ages of 13 and 15. The same investigation also revealed that the addictive nature of TikTok can lead young users into an endless loop of inappropriate content, which in turn can influence and normalize their perceptions of such content in the outside world. Seriously, if you're into this kind of thing, you should definitely check out the full article. I'll leave a link in the description below, and just so you know, this isn't a sponsored post. Anyway, because TikTok, at least to some extent, exposes young users to suggestive videos, often with hundreds of thousands of likes and views, it's unsurprising to see them replicate these videos for their own validation and enjoyment. Which brings me back to what bad actors actually do when they come across these videos, and as I mentioned earlier, it's quite disturbing. Now, based on my own investigation, I discovered that once these bad actors collected enough videos of young users, they would then post these videos on a brand new TikTok account, usually with usernames that have a combination of the words goon and teen. And just like that, the TikTok account becomes a one-stop shop for all creeps looking to consume content exclusively created by young users. Oh, and just a quick sidebar, if you're like me and you're wondering what the term goon means in this context, you can find the definition in Urban Dictionary. It's pretty gross. Now, here's where things get darker. If the content on these goon accounts aren't stimulating enough, bad actors would replace the innocent audio from a young user's video with audio from an adult content website. And to keep things YouTube friendly, I can't show those videos here, but you can probably imagine how disgusting it would be to hear super suggestive audio alongside a young user's video. But there's more. During my investigation, I also found the sneaky ways that these bad actors would use coded language to circumvent TikTok's automated moderation system system. For example, the word level was often used to indicate the age of the young user in the video, meaning that if a video displayed the term level 15 in the description, they were referring to a 15-year-old person. Additionally, some bad actors would simply type the age followed by this emoji, implying to others to flip the numbers. Overall, this means that bad actors can openly share and comment their sick desires, as well as request a young user's level, aka their age and ethnicity, without ever getting caught by TikTok. The worst part is because these bad actors can communicate freely with each other on the platform, TikTok ends up inadvertently fostering an environment that can be absolutely devastating to unsuspecting users. But more on that later. First, we need to talk about TikTok's moderation system. TikTok's moderation system is made up of two vital components. Their automated moderation technology, which according to TikTok, looks at a variety of signals across content, including keywords, images, titles, descriptions, and audio, and their human content moderators, which TikTok states works alongside their automated moderation system and takes into account additional context and nuance, which may not always be picked up by their technology. Basically, if the automated moderation system misses something, then the human content moderators can pick up the slack. So ideally, with these two components at play, it should be difficult for inappropriate content to spread across TikTok, right? Well, we now know, based on the information I've provided so far, that not only can inappropriate content be overlooked by TikTok's automated moderation system, but it can also thrive on the platform, often gaining tens of thousands of likes and saves. Which means the only line of defense left is TikTok's human content moderators. But here's the catch. If TikTok's automated moderation system fails to flag inappropriate content in the first place, then the chances of that content getting into the hands of a human moderator are slim. Next, there's also the issue of community reporting. You see, TikTok allows the community to report content that they feel is in violation of their community guidelines. So in theory, this could be a more proactive way of getting inappropriate content reviewed and removed, because in an ideal situation, after you report a video, it should be sent directly to a human moderator. However, from what I've discovered in my research, that might not always be the case. After personally reporting dozens of videos on these Teen Goon related accounts, TikTok found no violations in over 60% of the reports I made. Now remember, on the surface, some of these videos seem quite normal. It's not until you look closely at the description and comments section, which often shows dozens of bad actors degrading and drooling over young users, that you begin to understand their purpose. Which leads me to believe that TikTok's community report feature simply feeds the report to the same automated moderation system that failed to notice the issue the first time. After all, TikTok has explained that their moderation technology does have trouble picking up on the context and nuance of a video. But let's give TikTok the benefit of the doubt and say that these reported videos were in fact sent to human moderators. Then this would suggest two possibilities. Either the content moderator doesn't care enough to thoroughly review the video, or unless the content is blatantly suggestive in nature, TikTok simply won't take action. Ultimately, both options represent a total failure on TikTok's part to keep young users safe on their platform. Now, I mentioned before that roughly 60% of my reports to TikTok came back with no violations. So what exactly happened to the other 40%? You see, while TikTok acknowledged the violations were found in the videos I reported, this did not result in the takedown of those videos. Instead, TikTok opted to remove them from the For You page so they wouldn't be recommended to others. However, those who already follow the page can still view the videos whenever they want. So let me tell you why this resolution is problematic. When reporting, I had to specify the issue with the content in question. For these videos, I filed the reports under nudity and suggestive content, followed by youth suggestive activity, solicitation, and exploitation. In the final step, just before I can actually submit the report, TikTok displays a list of prohibited content on their platform, which includes promoting or normalizing youth exploitation, SA, and other inappropriate acts relating to young users. But once again, we have already established that TikTok not only allowed inappropriate content to stay on the platform, but that content continues to serve as material for creeps to drool over. In other words, TikTok's actions are completely contradictory to their community guidelines. And this isn't the first time. With a simple Google search, you can find dozens of cases of people voicing their frustrations about the way TikTok handles community guideline violations. Some of these complaints even go way back, which means that for many years, certain bad actors have been able to slip through the cracks of TikTok's moderation system. Now that we understand what these bad actors do on the platform and how inadequate TikTok's moderation system is, it's time to talk about how quickly things can escalate when TikTok fails to remove a bad actor. During my investigation, I noticed multiple cases where bad actors publicly displayed their interest in selling and trading content involving young users. One bad actor even mentioned that they had amassed over 200 videos involving young users aged 16 and under and were willing to sell them for an unknown price. I also noticed multiple Telegram group chats being heavily advertised in account bios or the comment section of a video. It seems that once these TikTok accounts are able to grow a bit of a following, their next step is to move their audience to a different platform with even less moderation, which in this case is Telegram, and side note, they have a history of being associated with human trafficking. From there, it seems that these bad actors can share, trade, and sell content related to young users. What's equally concerning is that this is exactly the type of environment that encourages bad actors to share their usernames and perhaps even the personal details of these young users. And let me just say this, but the thought of thousands of these bad actors watching unsuspecting young users with ill intent sounds absolutely terrifying. I mean, many of these young users are simply going about their lives, and yet these bad actors can pose a significant threat to their personal safety. Which now leads me to my final point. I mentioned before that some of these bad actors have stated that they have content they're willing to share, trade, and sell. And on one occasion, I even encountered a bad actor who claimed that they had personal content they were ready to trade. The implications of those statements are concerning because it could suggest that at least on some level, bad actors are directly communicating with young users to gather explicit content. Which means the threat of grooming is a very real concern when dealing with TikTok. And this isn't just my opinion either. According to the Child Crime Prevention and Safety Center, over 500,000 bad actors are active online each day. YouTube alone has dozens of videos about popular TikTokers who were caught grooming and soliciting inappropriate videos from young users. While on TikTok, countless creators, both adults and young users, have voiced how they felt about the inappropriate comments they receive on the platform. Now, this is just what we see in their comments. We can only assume that their DMs probably contain so much worse, with one TikTok creator named Tiffany sharing their personal experience with creepy DMs.
Yo, wanna bang? No. Hi, ever interested in doing FWB for like 250? Just between us though. Am I that cheap? I don't even know how people can DM me these kind of things. Is your mom single? No, she's not single. She's married. Why are you trying to hit on my mom? Hi, can you sell me your worn and unwashed socks, please? I mean, I'm honored that you want to buy my socks, but like, no free socks, no free feet. I'm literally out. I can't do this anymore. Please don't do this to me.
So, I don't want to end the video by completely dismissing TikTok and their efforts. To be fair, they have made significant strides over the years in improving their child safety features. However, as long as vulnerabilities in TikTok's moderation system continue to exist, no young user is truly safe. After all, the unfortunate reality is that wherever young users go, bad actors will naturally follow. And yes, I understand that this isn't an easy problem to solve. But then again, TikTok is also a multi-billion-dollar company, and I refuse to believe that there aren't enough resources and manpower for them to do better than what they're already doing. As they say, with great power comes great responsibility. Now, with that said, if you liked the video, maybe consider subscribing to the channel for more content in the future. And if you have any suggestions on how TikTok could tackle this massive problem, drop a comment below. I'm curious to know the ideas the community can come up with. Anyway, thanks for stopping by, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.